Hello everyone, it's Missy Hatterley here for the Star Valley Branch Library and welcome to Amazing Animals with Zora, our Southeast Asia edition. For those of you who haven't met Zora yet, Zora is my dog. She loves to hunt mice, eat peanut butter, and snuggle with me while I read. She is a big fan of all animal life. The animals we're going to feature today are from Indonesia, Vietnam, Laos, and Myanmar, and generally in the Southeast Asian area. Hopefully, we'll feature one that you love. Let's start off with the animals of Indonesia. These animals are living in the Ring of Fire, and that's an area that has the most volcanoes in the world. So, these animals have to be tough. Our first two animals are the Komodo dragon and the Sumatran orangutan. The Komodo dragon is the biggest and heaviest lizard on Earth. It is 10 feet long and weighs more than 300 pounds. That's like the biggest they've ever seen. Wild Komodo dragons are found only on Indonesia's lesser Sunda Islands. They are powerful-looking reptiles with wide flat heads, round snouts, bowed legs, and huge muscular tails. They have a clumsy back-and-forth walk, and their yellow tongues flick in and out constantly. They will eat almost anything they find, including dead animals, deer, water buffalo, pigs, smaller Komodo dragons, and occasionally even humans. The orangutan, the adult male, can weigh up to 220 pounds, and females weigh about half of what the males do. They are the largest of all arboreal animals, which are animals that live in trees. When they go to sleep at night, they build beds of leaves and sticks, which is very interesting that they use these tools. They are equipped with very long, powerful arms and hook-shaped hands and feet, and these apes climb and swing from trees with ease. On the ground, though, they walk on all fours. They find all the water they need for drinking up in the trees. The cutting down of trees, also called deforestation, has landed this species on the endangered species list. Let's see what kind of cool animals Zora has found in Vietnam. Try not to step on this mossy frog in disguise. They are medium-sized frogs that can reach up to 2 to 3.5 inches, and they are native to North Vietnam in Southeast Asia. Mossy frogs are also known as Tonkin bug-eyed frogs and Vietnamese mossy frogs. The color of mossy frogs ranges from a lush green to a murky brown, and the color patterns combined with a bumpy texture have the appearance of moss, which the frog uses to camouflage itself. Can you guess where this frog lives? In the forest and mountain regions of tropical climates, especially those areas that are commonly wet or marshy. Mossy frogs have become popular amphibians in the pet industry due to their interesting look and their relative easy care and nature. Next, we have the red-shanked doke. The doke is a type of langur monkey. It's an old world monkey, and it's native to the undisturbed forest of evergreen, semi-evergreen, and limestone trees in central Laos and parts of Vietnam. They have only recently been spotted in parts of Cambodia. They are one of the most colorful species in the animal kingdom. The males and females are adorned with big bright eyes, white whiskers, blue eyelids, and a chestnut collar, maroon lower legs, white or silvery fur on the upper arms, and the only difference between the males and the females is a white spot present on either side of their bum. They are specialized herbivores who fulfill their water requirements from their usual diet. Then the next one is a dog. Zora loves other dogs. She thinks she loves them, and then she gets up close and she kind of freaks out. But this dog is unusual, the Phu Quoc Ridgeback. It's one of the rarest and most expensive dog breeds in the world, and it's only ever found in Vietnam. Its distinguishing element is the ridge, which is along their back, and when people spot them, they are like, "Oh, wow, that is so cool." The Phu Quoc Ridgeback is famous for its intelligence and loyalty as well. And they know how to dig their own burrows to give birth and have a special talent for hunting, climbing, swimming in the water, as well as going after otters. They also have feet like a duck. They have membranes in between their feet, so that makes them better swimmers. What interesting animals has Zora found in Laos? Have you ever heard of an Irrawaddy dolphin? They live in the rivers and coastal regions of Southeast Asia, and these marine mammals are endangered. There are only about 92 of these dolphins left in the world. They are very small. They weigh between 198 to 440 pounds, and they grow to be about 6 to 9 feet in length. Stay close to coastlines and interact with humans and fishing boats. Their tendency to live near people makes them vulnerable to pollution and injuries from fishing nets. They live in they don't have the nice long nose like most other dolphins. They have more of a flat face, and they look a little bit more like a cross between a dolphin and a beluga whale. They live in small groups of only 4 to 8 dolphins. The females have babies only every 3 to 4 years, so if the baby doesn't survive, that kind of contributes to their population decline. They aren't fast swimmers, and they don't do acrobatics in the air like the other dolphins. Sometimes they'll spit a stream of water, which is thought to help them catch fish. Sometimes they slap the fish to stun them. Our next animal is the Indo-Chinese tiger. It's found in southwestern China, Myanmar, and Thailand, and in Laos. The tiger's population is declining quickly, and the scientists estimate that there are less than 350 Indo-Chinese tigers living in the tropical forests. Scientists haven't seen any wild tigers for the last 20 years. The male tigers can weigh up to as much as 331 to 430 pounds, whereas the females weigh about 220 to 290 pounds. The males are slightly bigger than the females. They mostly eat sambar, deer, gaur, wild pigs, hog, deer, porcupines, hog badgers, water buffaloes, benteng, and macaques. They are one of the most reproductive tigers, and the females can lay as many as 7 cubs at a time. These tigers can live up to 15 to 26 years, and habitat loss is their major threat. Our last animal from Laos is the Asian elephant. Now, the Asian elephant is across this region, not just in Laos, but Zora wanted to talk about it here. They live in the tropical forests and grasslands of Southeast Asia. They are smaller than African elephants, but can grow 9 feet tall and weigh nearly 6 tons. That's heavier than 2 medium-sized cars. Even newborns are on the hefty side, weighing in at some 200 pounds when they're born. The adults can eat an average of 300 pounds in one day. That's nearly 75 times what the average human can eat. An Asian elephant's ideal meal includes roots, grasses, fruit, and bark. They may travel up to 50 miles a day to find food and water. Asian elephants are gentle and super social. The related females live in a group with their young in herds. Adult males often go off on their own. To communicate with each other, they use rumbles, bellows, growls, and moans. Asian elephants can live to be up to 60 years old. Now let's hop over to Myanmar and find out what animals are interesting there. Our first animal is the pangolin. The pangolin, it looks like a pine cone with legs, or an artichoke with eyes. It is a small animal covered in hard scales that uses its long tongue to slurp up insects for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The pangolin lives throughout Asia. There's different types based off of where it lives. So there's the Chinese pangolin, the Sunda pangolin, the Indian pangolin, and the Philippine pangolin. They are solitary animals, and they are mostly nocturnal, so they move around at night. They are covered in these scales that are made of keratin, the same material that makes your fingernails, and it gives them the nickname scaly anteater. Their armor is so tough that even predators such as lions can't bite through it. When they're threatened, they roll into a ball like an armadillo, making them less than half their normal size. It helps to shield their stomach and face, which are not covered in the protective scales. From this position, they then release a stinky smell from the gland at the base of their tail that keeps the predators away. These animals are endangered because they're of illegal trade. In fact, they're believed to be the world's most trafficked non-human mammal. They are poached for their scales each year as well as for their meat. Our next animal is the bird in the middle, and that's the crested wood partridge. They are round little birds with small heads and short rounded wings. Males have feathers that are dark metallic green in color with bluish or purple or black tint and a white spot and tail and tall red crest of feathers on their foreheads. Females are slightly less smaller than males and are usually olive green with brown wings, and they don't have the crest on top of their heads. They are typically found alone or in pairs, but they may even live cooperatively in a group of like 10 to 15 birds. They are ground-dwelling birds, and as a result, they are not strong long-distance flyers and therefore usually run to escape from predators. However, they can fly rapidly over short distances if necessary, kind of like a chicken. And at night, they typically roost on the ground or in low-hanging trees, huddled in groups. They are listed as a species that is near threatened because of the deforestation that's going on in the area. Then our last little animal in this section of Myanmar is the mouse, the lesser mouse deer. They are about the size of a rabbit with short, thin legs. They stamp their small feet to signal each other, and they are extremely nervous creatures. They live solitary or in pairs. Some of the species show a remarkable affinity with water, often remaining submerged for prolonged periods to evade predators or other unwelcome intrusion. This has also lent support that these animals might be the animals from which whales evolved. So that's kind of cool to think about the evolution that whales may have come from these little mouse deer. We're at Zora's favorite part. Can you guess what animal from this region of the world might be her most favorite animal? Let's see if your guess is right. I know that was just on the tip of everyone's tongue. The Sala was only discovered in 1992 and since has only been photographed 3 times in the wild. They are known as the Asian unicorns. So let's learn more about the Sala. The name Sala means spindle horn in Vietnamese, and it is found in only one place in the world, the Annamite mountain forest on the border between Vietnam and Laos. Human knowledge of this creature is only extended back to 2 decades to May 1992, when the Vietnamese Ministry of Forest and the World Wildlife Foundation came across the skull of an unidentified animal. The identification of the Sala was the first large mammal discovery in more than 50 years and an extraordinary addition to the zoological catalog of the century. The appearance of the Sala is akin to an antelope, though cattle are closer genetic cousins. The unusual combination made the scientific classification so difficult that a new biological tribe was created. Both male and female Sala have 2 parallel, long, straight, pointed horns that have been measured to reach up to an amazing 20 inches, twice the size of their head. Their silky short fur is a dark chestnut brown color, apart from the distinctive, beautiful white markings above their eyes like an eyebrow, beside the nose and along the jawline. A light cream coloring is also found just above the hooves and on the chest. Its tail is short and colored by 3 stripes that give the appearance of a zebra are elusive and have only been photographed in the wild 3 times, which has earned the Sala the title of the Asian unicorn. As a result, very little is known about this animal. But there was one that was able to live in captivity for a little while, and this man, Robichard, was able to observe it for 18 days, and she was a sick Sala, so it died, but it was interesting to be able to learn more about it. They are rare beauties, and they are critically endangered. And again, it's the loss of habitat in this area due to logging that is causing these animals to be endangered. Well, that is the end of our presentation of Zora's favorite Southeast Asian animals. Thanks so much for joining us. And if you have any questions, feel free to call us at the Star Valley Branch Library. Our number is 307-885-3158. And don't forget to come to our Culture Day, which is going to be on it's going to be on January 7th from 12 to 2 at the Star Valley Branch Library, and we'll be doing a lot of fun STEAM-related activities to the Southeast Asian area. Hope to see you there.